All right, let's move on to news stories. So, recently, this week, we...
Oi! Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you to turn off your phone?
No.
I meant to.
Oh, you did? I thought I did, but I didn't.
Well,
So, recently, this week, Nintendo has announced their online features.
yeah, so they originally had this planned to come out fall of this year, with
They're-
plans to have it be free up until then, with a paid service that's really dang cheap. But they've delayed it until start of next year. And so, but we've taken a bit of a look into it.
There are ups and downs, but it's very interesting. It's a bold take by Nintendo.
So what they're trying to do, as far as I understand, is get a classic library of games available to those who are on this program. So some of the examples they gave were like Super Mario, the old one. They gave two others, but they weren't as iconic.
Balloon Boy or Balloon Battle.
Yeah. Which, has anybody actually ever played that game?
I did. I liked it.
I never played it.
They remade one version of Balloon Battle. I think it's Balloon Battle, whatever it's called. But they remade it once with Tingle as the main character.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was funny.
You ever noticed he has a cobra on his back?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Anyways, the original plan that they detailed at the launch of the Switch was that they're hoping, at least, I don't know if it was officially announced or just rumors, but what they were talking about was maybe $10 a month, or what was speculated, $10 a month for a subscription, and you would get access to a few free games every month, similar to what PS4 and Xbox do right now.
Yeah, games with gold.
Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus. But it turns out it is only $20 per year.
And so they're doing pretty much the exact same thing that you get with like a PlayStation or with Xbox. You have access to online capabilities. That's chatting, that's playing games online, that's anything that deals with online. But I really like this idea of this classic game library. I'm a big old game fan. I like to play them all the time. I still got my Super Nintendo hooked up to my TV.
Well, they've said right now that so far they're only considering NES games in the foreseeable future. They haven't thought about, well, I guess they have thought about putting SNES, but it's not what they're going to go for immediately. And that was the biggest question, was that the virtual console, along with the online portion of Switch, were both things still in question. Now, it's wondering if this is their replacement of virtual console.
And that's exactly the point I was going to bring up. I honestly think that it is going to be a replacement, but probably only for the NES style games. I mean, it's not like they're going to get rid of the 3DS virtual console or things like that, because they have been charging these prices for games for a long time, but you've noticed a steady decline in the prices of the NES games. They started when they first came out back on the Wii. They were $7-8 an NES game, whereas now you can get them for $2-3. So it seems like they're trying to fizzle out of the oldest games just to make them accessible for this service.
Yeah, and I know there's going to be a lot of people angry by this, thinking, oh, but I was hoping that the virtual console would be transferred from my Wii U account, and we want all the games I already bought to be moved over.
Heck, I would love that.
And that would be amazing if they did that. I mean, they still have the capabilities of possibly doing that if they released an official virtual console. But so far, this is just a library. I'm not sure if it's going to be a virtual console type thing you have to run on the Switch, but it looks like it's just going to be games you get. And it's not going to be 3 games this month, 3 games next month, and it changes. It's starting out with 3 games, and every month they're going to add to the library. So at the end of the year, you could have access to dozens of games.
Yep, absolutely. And with a little more consistency than what the PlayStation Plus and with games with gold do. Because honestly, you really have no idea what you're going to get when you have one of those subscriptions.
It's very
You could
true.
have great games such as like Towerfall was a great one PlayStation did.
Mm-hmm.
They just released Last of Us. I think they're doing this month.
It's not Last of Us. I know it's not Last of Us. It's I can't remember. It's a Square Enix game.
I thought it was Last of Us.
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. That's the one.
Life is
Curse
Strange.
those games that start with L. But so they do have great games here. And that Rocket League was a free
Rocket
one
League.
PlayStation did.
That was the launch to Rocket League. Was free on one console, and that pushed it in sales. Like other consoles wanted to have it, and you had to buy it on other consoles. But millions of people started playing it for free, and then other people were like, "Oh, that game's cool. I'll buy it on mine since I don't have this."
Yeah, absolutely. But like I was trying to say is, everybody knows the NES games.
Mm-hmm.
The NES games are noted for being some of the hardest games ever made, but also some of the very best games that are ever made. So honestly, I'm very excited for it.
I mean, they've even announced new modes in each game. Like they're adding an online component to each of these games.
Yeah, which will be really interesting to see how it goes.
I hope it works well.
Me too.
Because Balloon Battle, like that was fun to play on your own, but to play with people online, that'd be really interesting to see.
Yeah, and like the old Mario Battle mode where you're in the sewer and it's got the little blocks and the Koopas come out and also the little spiky guys. Playing against someone online with that would be real fun.
That was the original survival game. Yeah, I mean, like, if you think about it, this really is kind of a step up for Nintendo themselves, offering NES games for free when they used to charge for each and every single one of them. And they've also touted the fact that the Switch, if you play it on its side, plays very much like an old arcade cabinet. Some games have come out that use that feature to make it feel like an old arcade style. And I would imagine some of these NES games would utilize that feature. And imagine if they came out with, what's the pit game?
Oh, Kid Icarus.
Kid Icarus. If they came out with that and made it the vertical style, and you climbed up like that, just up the screen, and then kept going, or Donkey Kong.
Galaga,
yeah. Everything like it. Having those old arcade games on your Switch for free and being able to play just like that.
That'd be Donkey Kong would be a fun online.
Oh, yeah, right?
Have someone actually be Donkey Kong throwing the barrels.
Now, that's like better than having to buy your own arcade cabinet and putting it in your house.
Oh,
You could
absolutely.
set that up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to do it docked on TV mode, you just take your flat screen and turn it on the side.
All right, let's move on. We did talk about earlier in the previous video about Captain Underpants.
So, growing up, that was actually a book my family read aloud together. We had the whole series. Read them. We read them out summertime because that's when they all came out. We'd sit out in the front porch, pop open Captain Underpants. My mom would start reading, and we just laughed and kept on laughing. Big fan of Dav Pilkey. Have been for quite some time. So I was a bit worried about it.
As you should be.
Because, I mean, it's a childhood love. But the reviews have been surprising.
Yeah, for me personally, I never read them. I never did.
Shame on you.
It was one of those things that I saw other kids reading, and I was like, that just doesn't look like my thing. That looks really dumb. Like, I was one of those guys that tried to stand out and be my own thing, but still conform to society and be like, oh, everybody's fitting a mold.
So you tried to be a hipster
Yeah, I was
elementary school.
Yeah, I was terrible. But
My nursery rhyme album is better than yours.
so I saw the trailer for the movie, and I realized that the book was not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a story about some weird kid that put on underwear and went and rescued people. I didn't realize what it was until I saw the trailer for the movie, and that makes me think: would you be able to pull more people in if they started doing more trailers for books, detailing stories, kind of giving snippets and things of stories?
So for actual books, so book trailers are actually a thing. I've watched a couple of them. They try to do it very movie trailer-esque. Honestly, I've never been intrigued by a book trailer.
I've always heard the audio trailers for books and things, and it's just like, whoa, because it throws you off with the voice actor and everything. I was like, what is this? Like, what the?
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't think, used well enough. But that's a personal opinion. If you like book trailers, all power to you.
Yeah, like I started looking at reviews for the movie, and they're saying a lot of good things about it. How it captures the original story. It's one of the most loyal to the source material movies that have been released in recent years.
Yeah,
and that's saying something with like Avengers, Batman and Superman,
The Hobbit,
going far and beyond the original story, which I didn't mind terribly much.
either, but we're not gonna say anything like that. We'll start a war.
Trolls. There's a troll in the dungeon. Oh.
Thought you ought to know.
Thought you ought to know. Yeah. Well, I'm willing to see it at some point. I maybe not go and see it the day it releases, but I'm.
No, we're not going right after this.
I don't know. Kind of Wonder Woman's kind of edging it out for me. It does look like it's in the same style of the new Peanuts movie, though, and I did not see that until like a year or two after it came out.
I loved that movie.
That movie is really good.
That's a great movie. Watch that one.
It's a good one. Yeah. Any more recent news? Let's see. Well, we were just talking about before that you stopped me.
I don't know, but have you tried the new Magikarp game?
No, I haven't.
I have.
Came out of nowhere. I saw the first thing I saw about it was somebody made this music video called "I Love Magikarp."
I would recommend watching that, but it'll get stuck in your head.
And I thought it was just somebody doing a hand-drawn Magikarp thing. I didn't know that was video game footage. I thought it was just somebody making a thing on YouTube.
Yep. If you're in the mood or in the need for a big time waster game that literally has nothing to it but reading and touching the screen,
like Flappy Birds.
No. Flappy Birds you had some skill with it. This is literally you touch the screen, read dialogue, touch to read the next dialogue, touch to read the next dialogue, and it's oddly addicting.
Games these days.
In fact, IGN featured it as one of their top 10 awesome games you may have missed this month. Magikarp Splash.
Yeah. So, more recent news. Zack Snyder has left the director's seat of the Justice League movie.
Yeah, and it's a horrible situation that has had him to do so. If I remember correctly, his daughter passed.
I believe
it was
his daughter passed away, and I believe it was actually a suicide that she committed. So he took a step away he tried to continue directing the movie for at least 2 months, I think, was it, after his daughter had committed suicide. And it just weighed on him too much, and he had to stop.
So they got the king of all nerds to come in and direct it, Joss Whedon.
Kevin Smith would debate that.
Kevin Smith would debate that, but fandoms would debate it more.
That's true. That's very true. Joss Whedon has stepped in.
So Joss Whedon is famous for a ton of stuff. Most of the new folks would know him as directing the very first Avengers.
And the second Avengers movie.
So,
He also did Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Firefly.
and the break-off of Buffy,
I don't remember what it's called. And the break-off of Firefly, Serenity. Which is not actually a break-off of Firefly. But TV show versus movie.
Well, he had to finish. They at least allowed him to finish it off.
I feel like we're missing something important.
Me too. People are probably going to hound us for it. But hey, Joss Whedon. He was brought into the DCU, announced to be helming the Batgirl movie. Now it's a kind of a step down for Joss Whedon, but it felt like the right place for a little bit because he's had a lot of problems with production companies, naming Marvel itself. Marvel learned a lot from it, but still, he was pretty scorned about that. Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. It was his original script for an Avengers movie. He wrote that before they made the original Avengers. He wanted it to be number one. But the production house said, hey, no, we need an easier story to tell about these characters. We can't do Ultron right now. Do something different. And so he did. And then he's like, okay, number 2, I'm doing my Ultron movie.
Pretty please?
You can't stop me. I'm doing it. But then that's Marvel in its heyday. They're like, hey, we got this connected universe thing down. We got to start pushing it as much as we can. That means, hey, Joss.
Yes.
You know that movie that you've really, really wanted to make for a long time?
Oh, yeah, the one that I actually wrote the original screenplay for and that I wanted to actually do very first?
Yeah, we're going to take a lot of chunks out of that movie and do our own stuff.
But it's my brainchild.
Yeah, but listen here. We've got the rights to it, and, you know, we can always take you out whenever we want to. So just change these little things and put these little nods and hints to other movies in, and we'll be golden.
Well, sure, but this is the last one I'm directing for you.
Yeah, that's exactly, well, not exactly maybe what happened. But
we were there.
We were there.
Flies
we saw
on
it.
the wall.
We see everything. So, he had to step away because the production house was forcing him to do things he didn't want to do. It changed the story. A lot of things would have been different if his original film had come out. And so going to DC, you'd have to be a little apprehensive. You have to be like, okay, I'm going to step down a little bit here.
However, at the same time, DC has pushed such a non-connected universe that he might be happy to go to it.
It might be, but at the same time, like, I mean, they've touted the fact that, oh, we're not connecting every movie with separate movies. We're doing one movie and then another movie, and they're all gonna be basically in it. Like, it went from Man of Steel to starting it out and having all the many different references to every other character to instantly Batman versus Superman, with both Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, with some nods at Aquaman and Flash. Like, it had everything in it. It had Wonder Woman literally in the movie. And then the next 2 movies after that is the Wonder Woman movie and Justice League. They're throwing it in your face. This is happening. We are catching up.
Do you know why they... So, what's the most exclusive club in the DC universe?
Exclusive club in the DC universe? Oh. Depending on which one you're... Justice League.
Yeah, it's the Just Us
League. I was like trying to dig real deep. Like, what are the clubs I know in DC? Yeah. So, when you have a problem like this, when the movies you're trying to make a connective universe are not panning out well, you bring in a person that knows how to do it since he started it. Mm-hmm. He can be named as the person who started the genre of connected universes. or at least the popular genre. I mean, there's been connected universes before.
Well,
but,
there hasn't.
oh,
The only one is Marvel.
sorry, didn't know. But it's a very good play on DC's part. But at the same time, you're hoping Joss Whedon can do what he wants.
Yeah, that's what I've been worried about too. Because it seems to me that this is just a Joss Whedon is stepping in for a friend, and then is going to not be a part of any of the DC Universe movies again. So that's what I'm worried about.
He is still tied down to do the Batgirl movie. He is finishing up. In his words, he said that he will continue to finish the film that Zack Snyder has started, following the script that Zack Snyder made and doing it the way he filmed it. So it's not going to change in tone or anything. But those scenes that he is filming, like, he has to add more scenes to fill in time. He could, I'm kind of taking a little bit from Nerdist, one of the videos they made. I don't want to get any copyright claims. They suggested that he might be making scenes, humanizing the characters a little bit more, grounding them, and making them so that they would fit together on screen, like he did with the Avengers. Now, we didn't see a lot of that in Batman vs. Superman.
Did you just say Whedon int?
Whedon.
Whedon int.
We didn't. Yeah.
Now you get it.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he would throw anything of his own style into the films he's seen, or just do exactly what he said. And hey, this is what he wanted.
This is what I'll do.
I'm just gonna finish this, and then go on to my Batgirl.
Hey, did you hear about Barbara and Bruce? Hear they're a couple now.
Please don't, Joss. This is a heart-to-heart. If you ever watch this small-time first episode of something that may or may not ever become popular,
First off, please share it.
please share it. Please share this. Please continue doing the great work you do by being very, very honorable to the source material. And please do not make Barbara and Bruce have a sexual relationship.
Especially Batfleck.
Especially.
Batfleck's old.
Yes.
Batgirl's not.
And whoever you cast as Batgirl should be the proper age that he would not consider ever doing that.
Watching you, Joss. Watching you.
Also, be sure that Nightwing has a fling with her. Just saying. Nightwing is happening.
Yes.
I'm excited. Batgirl and Nightwing. They're really doubling down on the Batman franchise.
Yeah, well, that's the most popular DC.
Family.
Yeah.
Which,
There's no question, no arguing that point. If anybody, most people that you ask that say, what's your favorite superhero? Batman.
that's true.
You just have to go to a Comic-Con. Everyone's Joker, Harley Quinn, or Batman, or some combination of the three.
And very few people actually make a really good Iron Man armor.
Mm-hmm. I like to do it out of cardboard.
Or Deadpool.
Yeah.
Lots of Deadpools.
Tons of Deadpools. You know what I'd like to see?
What?
I'd like to see a Winnie the Pooh Deadpool combination. Call it Deadpool.
Deadpool. Yeah. I would love to see a Godzilla versus Deadpool movie. The Mummy's coming out soon, starting its own connective universe.
Yes, with old monsters.
Old, classic monsters.
Such as Dracula.
The Mummy.
Frankenstein.
The wife of Frankenstein.
Also, the monster Frankenstein.
And
Aren't they doing an old werewolf movie too?
I think that they've got what's his name? Johnny Depp tied down to be the Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we already know that Russell Crowe is playing Jekyll and Hyde.
It'll be interesting to see Johnny Depp in another role where you just can't tell what he actually looks like.
Yeah, he's going to be completely invisible the entire time. Maybe they might do the white makeup thing. I don't know.
I mean, seriously, what does Johnny Depp actually look like?
Like a cowboy.
No, like a pirate.
Like a cowboy pirate mix weird thing.
But clean shaven and like the writer of Peter Pan.
And he doesn't talk smoothly at all.
Plus he has this weird purple top hat.
And weird earrings that he wears.
But, of course, you can't see any of this because he's invisible.
True.
If you know what Johnny Depp actually looks like, you're a better person than me.
What?
Huh?
It's not. No, I didn't say anything. Yeah, so Connective Universes are a tricky thing. This is one of the ones that you worry about, but then you kind of think it could work. I mean, it's better than the Connective G.I. Joe Transformers universe that they're trying to throw out.
Don't diss on the 90s.
I know that it is a thing. That Hasbro is trying to create a Connective Universe with their own things. But at some point you have to realize, stop and think about it. If we are really getting an Asteroids movie, we don't want it connected to the Tetris movie.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
The aliens are actually Tetris blocks. And the Tetris blocks are spaceships.
We're getting into pixels again.
WreckIt Ralph is a connected universe with asteroids and space invaders and Tetris and...
Yes, but it's done in a clever and right way that you don't have to make any more movies to make that universe happen.
All I'm hoping is that it doesn't spawn a pet rock type of fad.
Yeah.
Where everybody wants a connected universe, so everybody just does one, regardless if it is good or not.
I mean, they tried to start this universe already with Dracula Untold, and it didn't receive a lot of good critical reviews. And so they went and said, okay, well, Mummy's going to be our start of this Connective Universe. Now, if that doesn't pan out, are they going to go ahead with it, or are they just going to pull back? And if it is successful, what does that mean for other companies, like the Transformers movies? Does that give them the green light to go ahead and do it?
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to do Transformers and Gundam. They're going to combine companies.
I wouldn't mind that.
That'd actually be pretty cool.
It wouldn't be bad. Now, please, don't give us the Matrix universe and the Jupiter Ascending,
No. It wouldn't be something like that. They'd go like Matrix with like the old Cartoon Network show Code Lyoko.
Code Lyoko. Or Reboot. Now, what if Matrix and Tron crossed over?
So you'd say that you would be going into something and then go into something?
Inception.
Now, Inception and Matrix could actually work.
A dream world versus a computerized world?
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan, if you're out there, I'm sure you could do it really well.
Yeah. And while you're at it, please tell Joss Whedon to not have Batgirl and Batman have hanky-panky.
Because you know Batman pretty well. You wrote a book about how to make a good Batman trilogy.
Yeah.
Please.
So, let us know your thoughts on Connected Universes. Let us know your thoughts on the news that has been happening these days.
And get excited. It is the year of the mythological gods.
Yes, it is.
Wonder Woman and Thor Ragnarok.
Wonder Thor Ragnarok.
Along with the Mummy and whatever Egyptian god they decide caused the curse.
It'll be interesting to see if they go into a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen type of thing with that.
I'm kind of expecting it. Now, this is my prediction for the Mummy movie. Sorry, guys. This is my prediction. That they want to have the Mummy character, and they're toting this Mummy lady to be the ultimate evil, and she's the most powerful evil that has ever existed. Are they going to kill her off?
Are you my mummy?
Are you my mummy? Are they going to kill her off in this movie? Or are they going to do just
She's
like...
already dead.
Exactly. Like in the original Mummy trilogy, duality. I know people don't like to admit the third one exists. But from 1 to 2, they had an excuse for him coming back again. Now, if they did kill her off, they could find a way to bring her back. And would she be the prime villain that they fought? Now, this is my thought. That if they wanted to have a Mummy character be part of the group, it would be Tom Cruise's character. Because he is affected with the curse. She chose him, therefore he can't die. That's what we're seeing in the trailers. He dies, comes back, keeps dying, comes back.
Live, die, repeat.
Oh, no.
Edge of Mamaro.
Which they're doing a sequel of that.
Yeah.
Did you see what they're naming it?
I can't remember exactly. But
It was like live, die, repeat, again.
Yeah,
or repeat,
there's like-
repeat. Like, but I think that they're going to make Tom Cruise the Mummy of the team, where he is the one
He'd be
who...
the daddy.
Can you be the daddy? Yeah. It's going to be a role reversal kind of a thing. And they said that they're going to have the wife of Frankenstein. Not sure if they're going to actually have Frankenstein's monster. But we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited to see what they do.
I'm always
I've
excited.
always loved the old classic monsters.
And we've got the Godzilla Connected Universe coming.
You know, they might even do the old classic monsters and cross over with DC, and then give the Frankenstein's monster the Sword of Michael.
That's true. Well, DC is having a political debate, not political,
Debate over rights.
debate over rights over a dark universe. Because they're trying to start a dark universe, including stuff like Zatanna and Deadman and Swamp Thing. Constantine. They want to start a dark universe.
Justice League Dark.
Yeah, they want to do that. But with this dark universe of the original monsters coming out, that's almost an in-house cross thing that they're having a hard time. It's Warner Brothers versus Legendary Pictures, which they're a sister company. I think they're owned by the same person. So it's kind of hard to have an in-house dispute. Sorry, Marvel. You went through that once.
Why am I Marvel?
I don't know.
I thought I was Joss Whedon.
You're a lot of things.
I'm a lot
Just
of
not
things,
good to look at.
But myself isn't one of them.
Anyways, yeah, like he said, leave a comment. Talk about what creative universes, connected universes you want to see.
And come up with a fun combination of them. It has been a pleasure, my friends.
We bid thee adieu, farewell, so long.
And bye.